Hello, no coders. Hi, hope you're doing all right. Welcome to another Adalo tutorial. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to create a to-do list application. You can do this for Android or for iOS. So Adalo helps you to create application for both Android and iOS. And so we're going to be creating a very cool to-do list application. You know, lots of people use planners and it's something that a lot of persons can do without. And if you have an app like this on the Play Store, you're definitely going to get a lot of downloads, and so you can run Google Ad Mobs, you can run adverts on it if you want to and make some money, or you can make it a paid application if you want to. So I'm gonna show you how to create an application like this in Adalo. So this is the way it looks like now. So let me click on the preview button. So I've opened Adalo. If you're not familiar with it, just go to www.adalo.com. The link is in the description below. So just click on the link below. It will take you down to the Adalo homepage where you can create your account and just sign up. So this is the way our to-do list will be. These are categories. This is a profile picture. This is a menu button. So if you scroll down, if you scroll up, you'll see the task that you've not completed. You'll see the one that you've completed now. And this plus button, with the plus button, you can add a new task if you want to. So I could just write I want to build an app on Adalo. So I'll choose a date. Just choose a date here, maybe Friday, and say okay. Select a category and just call it work and say create task. Once you click on create task, it goes to the task that you have today. So we're going to be designing something like this, and also we'll just be adding some modification as we go. When you click on this, so each category opens opens all the tasks inside of it. So this is the task inside this category, so you just open it. As long as you've not deleted it, it's in there. If I click on the plus button, I can easily add a category to it. So let's just go right ahead and build it. I'm going to open another tab. These are some of the. I'm going to open another tab. So if you don't know how to get here, simply go to adalo.com, and click on the login button. So that's what you have to do. Click on the login button, and you'll be able to just get this the app development dashboard. So I click on create new app, mobile app, say next. Click on a blank app and say next. Then click on to-do list. I'm just going to call this Doingly. Like the name of the app is Doingly, and we say create. These are the default screens Adalo gives you when you start building apps with Adalo for the first time. It gives you a sign up, a login screen, and a home screen. So what we'll do first, we're going to create the database. That's the first thing we're going to create. So I advise you, if you're building an app with Adalo, first thing first, before you start designing the screens, start designing the screens and start making your app look good. It's good you work on the database first, because that's how you move data from one screen to another. That's the way Adalo functions. Adalo moves data from one screen to another one, and so your database has to be very good. So let's fix this. First thing first, let's add a property to our users. So Adalo calls name of rows in the database property, and the name of the entire database is called a collection. So like this is the user's collection that has the email, password, username, and full name of each user. So I want to add a property. I'll add this one called profile picture. Select image. Say profile picture. Why? Because I want users to be able to just add the profile picture to their to-do list application profile when creating a profile. So that's the only thing I have to do there. And next, I'll just add a collection. So I'll add a collection to it and call it category. And say add. Inside this category, I just add a name. I changed the default name to name of category, or I just call it category name and say save. And after adding a category, I'm going to add another collection called task. So this is where we're going to be, dropping all the tasks inside of it. So say add the name, I'll just say description as the first one. So we only need 2 fields, description, and we also need time. So not test. So I'm going to delete this. Click on the add property. We say date. So we need date and time. So we say date. Save. Then add another property called status. So the status, we need to know if a particular task has been done or if it hasn't been done. So that's why we need to use this true or false. So I choose a true or false and I would say status and say save. That's the only thing we have to do. Those are the only tables we have to just collect here. But you can add more tables. You can have the favorite table as you go. You can have a whole lot more table, but we just want to make it very simple and straightforward. So we use fewer screens in this application. So first thing first, next, after creating my database category, I'll go ahead and add an onboarding screen. So instead of users just, when they open my application, the first thing they see is the sign up and the login. No, I want them to see a screen. So I want them to see a screen first. So I'll click on the plus sign, add screen, and just go ahead and say intro, this one, and add this first one, this one. I would say intro screen. Create screen. So that's my intro screen. So I'm going to move it down to this other side. So I just moved it and I'm going to call it, I'm going to rename it from screen to intro screen. Then on my navigational type, instead of saying a normal screen, I'll turn it to welcome screen, this one. When users are not logged in, this is what I want them to see. So I turn it into a logged in screen and say done. For my welcome, I could change the text inside. I would say thank you for choosing the best to-do list mobile application. So that's the other thing I'm saying there. Or probably I'll just add, you will definitely not regret it. So now I've done that. Don't want to do anything more. And the image, I just leave the image the way it is. And for the start, for the start, I just leave it that way. But I could change the test there to like get started. So for get started, it automatically change the button here to get started. And then let's make sure that when users click on this get started, they go to the sign up button. So this is the button right here, which is get started. So I just clicked on it and I want to add an action. So an action, I want to tell Adalo what to do should someone click on the button there. So I say add action, link to sign up screen. So that's what I want to do always. So just link to sign up screen. So that's why you can see the arrow here. So we have this page is going to this other page. So now we're done with that. Let's go click on the sign up screen. So this is sign up screen, and I'll click on the feed. So when we want the feed to have a picture, so this doesn't have a picture yet. We want it to have a picture. So we're going to say add visible feed profile picture. So you can see the way it is. Now you now have a profile picture right here. See the way it is, right? I have a profile picture right here. So let's expand it. So to expand it, I'll just click on the top bar here. Click on the name of the screen and just expand it by hand like so. Yeah. So this doesn't affect the way it looks on your Android anyway. It only just, if you're working on Adalo, it just helps you to see, visualize everything you're working with. That's all you have to do. So now that we've done this particular button then goes straight, pardon me. This particular, all the information you put here, like email, password, full name, profile picture, goes to the login, and the user is able to log in if he or she enters the correct email and password, and then it goes to the home page. So see what we're going to do first on the home page. We are going to remove this top bar on the home page so we can customize it the way we like it. So first thing first, I'm going to add an image. So that's the profile picture that I'll be adding. So I'm going to add an image to it. So the image, the size. If you're collecting this from a UI UX designer, you can ask the person for all the sizes you want. So I'll click on it. I'll click on it and I'll say select image source from upload. Yeah. So yeah, select image source. I'll go to database and say logged in user profile picture. That's what I'll say. And that's the only thing I want to worry about, their profile picture. So I just want to put it there so it becomes so nice. So then I want to put something on the left here, an icon. A menu button, so I'll say icon. So just click on the icon and put it here. Now we can change the icon. So you can see the icon of this one is directions bike. So now we want to change it to something else, something good. So let's click on it and just say menu. So now we have the menu. So we have the menu, we have the image visible. Now it's time for us to drop the to-do list. So if we have to-do list, we just drop it, or probably just welcome someone and say, hey, thank you for choosing our application, we like it. So to do that, I'll just create a rectangle. Okay, a rectangle right here. So I just added a rectangle there. So let's click on the plus sign again and add a test. Say, let me see what we have here. Okay, let's say welcome. Welcome Paul. Welcome Paul. So if we say welcome Paul, what it means is that we're not generating the username dynamically. We're using Paul and Paul, so Paul is going to be on the entire application when we use Paul. To do this, we just go ahead and use the magic text. So click on the P, magic text, and say login user's profile name. So it's okay. Hey, welcome profile name. You will find this app very useful. So now that we have successfully added the name dynamically to our app, let's just go ahead and adjust it. So I'm going to adjust it like so. I can reduce the width of the text just like so. And also, one thing that I can do is to change the background color. So just go ahead and change the background color. Change the background color to say green. Well, let's make it this way, green, and I'll change the text to white. So to change the text, I just simply click on it, highlight it, and come here to formatting and say color, change it to white. And also, I can make any further adjustment I want to make. I can reduce the width of the color by changing it from medium to normal if I want to, or I can increase it from medium to semi-bold. Depends on what I like. Then after doing this, hey, welcome to your app. It's time for you to add your to-do list. I want to go ahead and add the categories to it. To do that, I'll click on the plus icon. Click on the plus icon, yeah, click, and scroll down to list. So click on list. And I want to add this one, horizontal chip list. That's what I want to add. Click on it and just add it right here. right here. That's where I want to put it. What's this going to be a list of? It's going to be a list of categories, all the categories in my app. That's just what it's going to be, list of categories, nothing else. Then I'm going to adjust the image, so select image. I want to upload the image to it. So the category does not have an image. If each of the category have an image, we can use that image. But if it doesn't, we'll have to upload. But let's just go ahead and adjust our database and add the image of the category. But in the previous app I created, I just uploaded one image for everything. But we can do it dynamically so the image comes from the category itself. To do that, we'll go to a database, and under our category, we say category name, add another property called image. Say image, and just say category image. As simple as this, and say save. Our category has 0 records. Let's just go ahead and add some, some category and the image to it. So say add category and say name. Just call this home and choose an image. So I'm just going to use some random image for the application I have on my PC. Just some random image. I'll choose this one. Choose this one and say save. Add another category. I just call this school. Choose another image from my PC and scroll down. Let me find something. I'm looking for an image, so I just pick this one. School, save. Add another one. I'll call this work. Choose another image. So I'm going to find another image again this time. So I'll call this work 3. I'm going to add 1 and make it 4. I want to add 1 and make it 4. I'll call this hobby. So just choose another image again. Let me find one, a different image entirely this time. I'm looking for an image. I can't seem to find an image that suits exactly what we're doing. So, okay, I just add this one. This is a PNG file. So save. It seems our home does not, the image is not displaying here. So let me just click it, choose another image again, so we can have a very uniform, so we can have something that's very uniform. Okay, I'll just click this. Say save. So now that we have all this, the category image and the category name, just say done, and we'll go back, click on our categories again, and we can change the image. So the avatar will be at that from our database, and we'll just click category image. So just click on it. That's going to be the avatar. If there's no image for the category, what do we want to add? We're just going to leave that for now, but it's something that you want to do. But if on your to-do list you made it very compulsory for users to upload the image, so there's no need for this. And let's go ahead and fix the image option. The image option, the width, we can change the width, or we can change the roundness if we want to, and we can decide to show the full image or crop. So it's better for you. It's better you crop when you're doing list categories. It's super cool. For the background, we can change the background color if we want to, but I did not create a Figma design or a UI design for this, so I'm not going to bother about this. Then for my test, there's a test that I want, the category name, but let's just change this. I deleted it, so I'm going to add the test. I would say category. I would say logged in user. No, not this. I would say. Oh yeah, category name. Okay, I think we're right. So just use the category name. This position, it's bottom. But what if there's no category yet? What do we do if there's no category? When there's no category, we can tell the user, so when the list is empty, we can tell the user, hey, you've not created a category. Simply click on this button to add a category. So we're just assuming now that the app does not come with any stated category and the user have to create everything. So we just add a test. We just add a test to it and say test only. And on the test, we would say you have not added a category. So we add this, then we tell them click on this button to add a category. So it's going to be an outline button. So I'm going to say click to add one. So this is what I'll say, click to add one. I'll change the color, that's the formatting, but I'm going to change the color later to something else. But here, right here, I'm going to remove the icon. So I don't want this plus icon, so just delete it. So it remains only the click to add one. And for my font, I'll turn it to my body font to make it a bit light. Semi-bold, I'll turn it to normal. That's for the button. Then for the text, I'll change the text also from the font, turn it to normal. So it does not just keep on staring at the user in the eye, since it's not something major that I want to add to our application. So that's it. Then let's go ahead and add some text, to tell the user, hey, this is the number of tasks you have today. So let's click on the plus icon, click on the text, and just drag it in here. So I'm going to tell the user you have this particular task today. Say, hey, you have. How do we tell the number of tasks? We will have to use the dynamic test, the magic test, to add the number of tasks. So when you click on it, we say task count. Yeah, this task count. So we want to add the number of tasks. You have task count, task today. And we don't just want to add any task. We want to add the task here that the person has not done. So if the user has done all the tasks, there will be nothing here. We would say you have no task here. But if the user has some task, then we will tell the user, hey, you have this number of tasks here, and the user will see the list of the tasks they have left. So to do that, first of all, we will click on this icon here and say change visibility. Yeah, change visibility. That's it. And change it to sometimes visible, not always visible. We say it's only visible if the logged in user, if the task count, if the task count, not just task count, we want the task count that the user has not done. So we say click on another column, we're adding another filter. Filter status is false. If task count that is equal to false is greater than 1, is greater than 0. Yeah. So if the number of tasks that the user has not done is greater than 0, then that's the only time this test itself would show. But if it's not greater than 0, then it will not show. So that's how we go about this. You have task count today. So this is supposed to be a task, not take task today. So that's the only thing we just need to add here, nothing else. We're done with this. Change the formatting to, the formatting is good. Change the formatting and we can make it 14 if we want to, and that's all. Then let's put a list of tasks below. Then we say list. So we want to add a list, custom list, that's what we'll do. Add a custom list. This one, and just drag it here. Put a custom list right here. Drag right here. Yeah. And click on the home button so we can extend the screen a lot to contain everything that we want. So just extend the screen a bit. Then let's go ahead and edit this. For the title, just drag the title in here a bit, reduce it a little bit, take away the subtitle. We don't need a subtitle. I'm going to make it a bit smaller. Then take it below, move it downwards a little bit. The title, move it to the right a bit. Add an icon. So I want to add an icon so the user can click on that icon and probably update the task. So when the user click on this icon, the user can update the task. The icon, I'm going to change it to a box. Click on it. This is the box. Turn the box to a green button. Yeah, like this, like so. So that when the user click on the task on this box, we will assume that that task has been completed. Then the title, then we'll add another test to the side also. Another test. Let's add a test again to this other side. This is going to be our time. So this is going to be our time, date and time for the task. So delete it, and instead of enter test, we're going to add a magic test, and we say date and time. Now not date and time task. Oh, first of all, we have to tell Adalo what list is this. So this is a list of tasks. Yes, this is a list of tasks. All tasks. No, not all tasks. We're going to say task, all tasks, but we're going to sort it. So add the filter and say task status. When the status is false, so false means it has not been completed, and true means the task has been completed. That's what we want to add. So, and scrolling down, components, click on components, and title, we're going to give the title the task description. So click delete it and click on the plus sign. I would say current task description. That will be the title. Then don't forget we have a test. Don't forget we're putting a test on the side. Let's click on it, add test. Put the test here on the side and just drag to the left. And this is going to be you have to drag it in a way so that it fits the container. Yeah, that's it. So it fits and reappear on the other description below. So we'll click on the delete the test here and just click on the magic button and say current task date. Yeah, when you click on the date, click on the date itself so you can say the one you want. Relative, if you say 10 days ago, 10 days, and you can say it, you can specify the date and time. So I'm going to say date and time, like so, date and time. That's what I'm going to specify, date and time, like so, and just click outside here. So that's what you want to do. That's all you want to do right here. But there are other things you can do too, so it doesn't overlap. Let's just reduce the date also, and drag it this way a bit. And this one, we want it to wrap. We want this text to wrap around each other so that sometimes a description can be a lot. It can be very tiny, it can be a lot. So let's format it. Click on the format button, turn this to 12. Yeah, turn this to 12 and turn the weight itself to normal. And then go to your edit styles. Edit styles and say multi-line and say auto width. Yeah, auto width. That's something you want to do. Auto width. Then also you can make it copyable if you want to. There's not so much to achieve here. On the date also you can make it auto width if you want to. Auto width if you want to. So click on the date and make it auto width. That's it. You can preview the screen and see the way it looks like. That's one thing that's good about Adalo. As you go, you can preview every step of the way and see if you're doing something good or you're not. You're not achieving something good. It's starting from the welcome screen this time. Let's just complete it. Let's just finish it, then we can preview. So we're good with that now. Next, we just copy this. So I just copy this one and paste it at the bottom here. Drag it to the bottom here. I'll drag it to the bottom. What I want to add here, I want to add the number of completed tasks. That's what I want to add here. I click on the screen on top of it. Click on the screen on top. Then minimize my screen. Minimize my screen a lot. Click on it. Just minimize my screen and drag downwards. That's what I want to do. And and copy this other task too. So just copy, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. I'm just copying like I'm doing Microsoft Word. So I'm doing Ctrl C, Ctrl V, just like that, and drag downwards. So now that I'm done with that, I would say you have completed this task. Then I'll just swap it. Instead of, I'm saying sometimes visible, yes, and I'll just swap it. I would say yes, visible if the force, if the number of status, the status is true, the count is greater than 0. So remember the first one was force, and this one will be true. And this other one, we're going to say list of. We're going to change this to you have completed today. So maybe I might just add a text like, hooray, you have completed this task today. Formatting, you can change it to 12, and you can just fix the formatting the way you like, and that's not what we're doing right now. Fix the formatting the way you like, and you can wrap the text the way you like. So click on the date, and you can, multi-line is already there already. You can change it to auto width if you want to. It just makes sense if you want to do that. Then for our description here, we want to pull up all the status that are true. That's what we want to do. All the status that are true, and that's it. That's all we want to do. And for the components, for the label, description, yes. For the icon, turn the icon to a delete button because we want the user to be able to delete when a task has been completed. We want the user to be able to delete it. Change the task size a little bit. Then for the date, I want to reduce the fonts for the date. Just reduce the font for the date to 12. I just hope that this idea of saying we want the auto width does not really come back to haunt us. I'm going to remove the auto width for now, but let's leave it. We won't preview it, and it's not really cool. We'll turn it however we want it. So that's it for the completed task. So something else we can do, we just go ahead and highlight the screen so we can increase the size of this particular screen that we're working on. Just increase it a little bit. The reason we're increasing it is so we can add a button to it. That's the reason why we're increasing it. So I want to add a button to it. I'll click on my plus sign and add a rectangle. Click on the rectangle. So add a rectangle to it. Reduce it a little bit. And for my rectangle, I'll change the color. I could change the color to green. Yeah, that's the color I'm working on with this app. I could change it to green. And styles, go to my styles. For the styles, I'm gonna make it face to the bottom. The reason why I'm making it face to the bottom so that the users can scroll the way they want to, but this will remain at the bottom. So I say face to the bottom. That's what I'll do. Shadow, yes. Y-axis, yes. Just give it some shadow. You can use some shadow the way you want, but I'm not so interested in making it very static right now. I'm just showing you how to create stuff like this with Adalo. Then I want to add a button to it. So just go ahead and add a button. This type of button, the action button, this type. That's what I add here. So that when the user clicks on this button, the user is able to create a new task when the user clicks on the button. So that's what we want to do. The user is able to create a new task whenever he or she clicks on the button. So click on this and say action. Just go to action, add an action, and say link to a new screen. So just add link to a new screen. So this button is going to link to a new screen. So click on the action, add action, and say link to a new screen. This is the screen where we will create our task. We just say add task as a screen. That's the way you create things in Adalo. You just keep adding screens to screens to screen. So we choose this form template here, create screen. So now that I've created the screen, all the data on this screen will pass to this other one. That's the way you do it. So you have to plan your database very well and plan your screen very well when creating apps with Adalo. So click on the form. You're gonna say, what's this collection? This is a collection of tasks. Yeah, this is a collection of tasks. That's what it is. Click on the feeds and say add visible feed. There's nothing to add, but the user needs to be able to add a category. Yeah, the status, we don't need to add the status, so we can delete it because we don't want the user to mark the task as true immediately. So we can delete the status from here. But we need a way for the user to add a category. This is what we do. We'll go back to our database and say we want to link the category to the task. Click on the task here and say add property, relationship, yeah, to category. So a category can have multiple tasks. A task belongs to one category. A category can only have one task. A task can have multiple categories. A task can have multiple categories. A category can have multiple tasks. But what we do, we choose the first one. A category can have multiple tasks. A task belongs to one category. So choose the first one and say done. That's it, and say save. Once we click on save and come back here to our database, to our form, we click on this feed and say add visible feed, like this, category. Yeah, so now the user is able to select a category. That's it. So the user is able to select a category from this drop down menu right here. So it says enter a description, date, and category. So right here, let's click on it again. Click on the feed where we have enter a description here. So we have the category, we have the date, we have the description. So enter description. We can change the label here and say instead of enter a description, we would say enter a task description. So we can do this, and also we can further add a text on top of it, to just customize it and point the user in the right direction. Just add a text in here. What do you, hey Paul, so hey, add the magic text and say logged in, full name or username. So I'm just going to use full name. What do you want to do today? Or what do you want to schedule today? So this is just something to point the user in the right direction. Formatting, I'll turn it to normal and change this to 14, and that's all I want to do. Now let's go ahead and just configure the button. The submit button will create a new task and go back. The reason why it's like this is because this is the task. This form is a form, and Adalo knows that hey, this form it's connecting to the task database. And so when the user click the create button, it should go to the it should create a task and then link backwards. And you can do other things if you want to. You can do other things, like you can add another action that would say trigger notification, like this. So you can trigger a notification and say the logged in user. This logged in user will have a notification, and you can tell you have just scheduled a new task. So this will notify the customer, the user. Just put an emoji here, and pardon me. I'm going to turn it from Ctrl X. Put it in the body, and for the title, I would say new task notification. That's what I would say. For the screen, we will have to create a new screen. So we'll have to create a new screen. We could create a new screen, or we could just tell. We can create a new screen, or we could just do it at the home screen. So just put it here, like so, and say done. So it does. Adalo does these three things. It creates a new task, it triggers a notification, and go link backwards. Or you can change it. So it does, okay, I'm not sure if you can change that. So create a new task, trigger a notification, and go backwards. So that's what you want to do right there. So we're almost done. Next thing I want to do, I want to do something. So when the user clicks on this category, what happens? I want the category to open the list of tasks inside of it. So when there's a task inside this category, the category should, just, show the list of tasks and allow the user to search a particular task, to search the list of tasks he or she has for the year, for the month, or for as long as possible. So this is what we do. Click on the category itself and go click add action. Just add an action to it and say link to a new screen. Yeah, new screen. I'd say category list. I just call it here category underscore list. So just click on it. I'd say this is a list of category. So list. So these are a list of categories. Where do we find that? Yeah, this. So it's searchable. So that's the reason why I'm putting it there. So it's searchable. This is where we'll find that. So these are category list. So click on it. I want to change the name, the title name. So I just click on the title and change it. Let's say your categories. So just change it. Then this will be, when I click on it, it's a list of categories. So these are a list of categories right here. These are a list of categories right here. So when these are a list of categories, yeah. No, these are a list of tasks. List of tasks, not list of categories. So these are a list of tasks. You filter by current task categories, just like this. Filter by current task categories. Then I will add a picture. So for this on the side, I'll just add a picture to it. Let me change it to the title. The title, I will make it task subscription. Then for the subtitle, I'll just make it a date. Take away the subtitle and say plus and say date. Yeah. Then for the image, for the left, for the avatar, current category image. So it's just there already, and there's nothing you want to do to it anymore. So it's just there. Right here for the search button, for the list search. So this is going to be search, and so it's gonna be a search, and it can search any of the tasks that you want to use. So it's gonna be a search, and it can search anything on this, any task on this category. It can search it automatically. But what if you're not searching anything? What if you're not searching anything, and what if the results are empty? What if the results are empty? So you can do this here. If it says no result, that's what it returns after searching. What if there is nothing to search? What if this list is empty? What we can write here, we can say add a test. We can add a test right here. Add a test only, and say you can add an image here. You have not created a task in this category. So you can add an image, probably an image that would be like, hey, whoa, wow, an image. You can add an image to it. So you can say an image above the title. Just select an image. So let me select it. Let me add an image. Just upload an image so you can see. Find an image right here. Just click on this and just add this to it right here. So you just add it to it. You've not created any task. Then I'll format it. Turn the formatting from bold to medium. Turn it from 18 to 14, and turn it from here. Yeah, okay, just leave it like that way. Then I'll add a subtitle to it. So I just add a subtitle to it now. Here's the test. So test and subtitle. So turn it from test only to test and subtitle. And I'll say click on the plus sign to add a category. So that's what I'd say. Click on the plus sign to add a category, and I'll just change this to 12. No, not 12. Make this 14. Change this one, the second one, to 12. Click on the plus sign to add a category, and that's what I'll say. And no button type. So we're not adding any button, only a tool. So right here, on this plus sign, this is where we want to create a category. So click on it, yeah? Click on it, and I'll just say, click on it, and then I'll add action, and say new screen. So this new screen is going to be a model pop-up. That's what we're going to do. It's going to be a model pop-up. So say new screen. It's going to be create category pop-up. So we'll move down to MXIC miscellaneous and say model. So just create a model. So this is going to be a model right now, a model pop-up. And right here, we're going to delete this other one, and we're going to add a list. So list, not list, forgive me. We're going to add a form to it. So take a form and just put it right here. So it's just a form. So what's this data about? We just make it data of categories. That's all, just a tiny form. Increase the model pop-up a bit. Increase it a bit so it can contain the form. Just put a form inside of it, okay? Delete the OK button. Let's take away the OK button. Delete the console button. This could be a screen if you want it to be. It doesn't have to be a pop-up like I'm doing right now. Just doing it for doing sake. It could be a pop-up, it could be a screen. I want to make it a screen because I want to. I want to make it a pop-up because I want to. I just want it to be fast and sleek for the user. But it could be a pop-up or it could be a pop-up or a screen. Whatever you want to, it's fine. So now, once the user click on this, the user can easily create a category and just go back. That's it. So the submit button, Adalo create a submit button for you. Create the category, add another option, just say link back. Right here. Just say link back. Nothing else. Link backwards. That's all you want to do. Nothing else. The transition, you don't want the transition to be you want the transition to be auto when going back, but for the model pop-up you want it to be different. So when you click on this, for the model pop-up, when you click on this, you want the transition to be a bit different. Yeah, that's what you want it to be, a bit different. So let's click on the screen, transition, just turn it to model, right here, model, transition, say done. So don't use the push transition, don't use the other type, just use the model transition when you're doing this one. So that's what we have to do right here. I think we've been able to create a category, we've been able to add categories, and that's what a to-do list application is all about. Any other thing would just be additional features. We could create rewards, we could add a payment gateway. Adalo has a lot of features you can also add to your to-do list, so you can explore the marketplace. I don't want this tutorial to be too long. You can make the user swap a calendar. So you can make the user swap a calendar to see every task they have in a calendar. That's something that you can add. You can also add ratings. You can tell the user to add a rating to it if you want to, and also you can do a lot. You can also add Stripe. You can also add Stripe if you want to allow users to pay before they can add a particular amount of task. Then for chart, you can add the chart to see how fast the user is completing it. So the number of tasks that have been completed by a user, you can do all these things. So Adalo can help you do so many things. Let's just go ahead and test our application and see what we've done and see what we can adjust. So click on the preview, click get started, register. So just register and put my name, Paul Adams. Choose a profile picture. There's a profile picture I love to use. It's pretty short. Yeah, I love to use this profile picture because it looks like a passport. So click on sign up. Then it goes to this page. Welcome, Paul Adams. You will find this app very useful. So these are tasks that I've added already. Remember the time I added those images? These are tasks I've added already. That's the default for the application. So if you click on it now, you will see there is no category. There's no category to add anymore. There's no category, and here it's saying you've not created any task, any category. Click on this. You've not created any task in this category. Click on this to add a category. Oh, I think we made a mistake. You've not created a task in this category. We're supposed to click on this plus sign to add a task, not a category. I think that's where we had it a bit wrong. We're supposed to click on this plus sign to add a task, not a category. Because when we click on this plus sign, it simply tells the user to, add a task instead, create a category instead of a task. So let's do it this way. Let's go back and reformat it. Let's go back and reformat it. So I'm just going to delete this a bit. Just going to delete this. So that's the way it is when you're building an application. You have to, see what's working and what's not working. So I delete this link. I just add another action and say new screen. So the new screen is going to be a form. Forgive me. The new screen is just going to link to this task screen. Yeah, not the category screen. So click on it and say link to task screen, add task. So that's the default. Then I want to add it back. So sometimes the user might not want to do anything. The user might just want to go back. So just click on it and add an icon to go back to the previous screen. So just click on this icon, just put it right here. Click on it and just say back. You just back like this. Change it to white color. And click on it and say add action and say link back. That's what I want to do. Only, nothing else. For the create category, we'll have to find a way to, just, add it to it. A way to add the create category to it. This will only create a task if there's no task. So we can tell this particular one, we can tell this button to be invincible only if there's no task. If there's no task in this category. I'm pretty sure we can do that. Let's just click on this and say change visibility. Change it to sometimes. Select if current category task count, is greater than 0, is equal to, we'll say greater than 0. So if it's greater than 0, if it's less than 0, if it's less than 1, hidden. Yeah, if there's a task there, you want it to be hidden. But if there's no task there, you want it to be, you want it to be visible so users can create a task. So let's just go and say, if the number of task count is less than 0. So you say done. And say, it's going to be sometimes visible. That's it. So let's click on the preview button and see if we got that mathematics right. I'm going to click it again. So I'm going to click this one again. And see, we've not created any task. I think it's now visible. We've not created any task, and now it's not there. So let's go ahead and change that. Let's change it again. Click on it. Sometimes visible if the current task count is less than 1. Is less than 1. Yeah, let's see. Let's go ahead and preview again. Click on the task. Whoa. Okay, it's not here anymore, so we can still find that. So let's click on the plus button again. It's sometimes visible if the current category task count is greater than think we use the less than 1. So if it's less, if it's 1, if it's less than 0, then you want it to be visible. If it's not less than, so let's use 0 this time and see if it's visible. I have to get this today. I have to get this today. Like, I have to get this today. It's still not there. Why? Okay. I think something is wrong here. This, it's not saving. So we have this, it's not here. It's not saving. I think it's not saving, so there's a problem somewhere. So let's just refresh a bit. I think Adalo is not saving what we're doing. So just refreshed it. So let's see again. Preview. Click on the home. It doesn't show, and our icon itself doesn't show either. So icon is not showing. So let's just go ahead and add some tasks and see if it will. So click on the preview. Click on the preview, click on the plus sign, and add a task. Go create an app in Adalo. Click on the category and say work, create task. Now it's right there. So let's add another one. Say go buy some fruits. Select the category and say home and create task. Okay. Then if we click on the task, check the task. If we check the task, now some things are not right. Some things are not working really right in this app. We can't find the test right here. So we can't find the test right here. So some things are not working in the application. Some things are not working. We're going to I try to make it work. So I'll click on this task count. Click on this task count and say you have that task count today. So let's see what happens. You have this number of task count today. We say sometimes visible if task count status is false. That is false is greater than 0. Oh, is less than 0. If it's less than 0, then it will be no. If the number of task count status that is false is greater than 0, that's when it should be visible. So I think that's right over there. I think that's right. Let's just go ahead and preview and see. Okay, now I see where this is coming from. Our task status is not checked at all. So that's why it's coming like this. It's not checked at all. So let's go ahead and do something. Click on this. Let's click on this box. First, let's click on this box. Control Z. Click on this box and add an action to it. And say, when we do this, we would update current task. We would update current task and change the status to true. That means it's been done already. Yeah, change the status to true, and also we would click on this add task button. Click on the feeds and click on the feeds, and you would see. I think the status already is false. The status already is false, right? The status already is false, so there's not. Okay, let's see something. Yeah, let's make the status false already. So our status will be false. Yeah. So this will be automatic, it will not show. So just add in an automatic field and say false, done. So let's go ahead and preview and see what works this time. Still not working. So click on it and see what happens. So now it's right here. You have, hey, you have completed 2 tasks today. Is it 2 tasks or just 1? If I click on this right here, what happens? Hey, you've completed. I think there's a bug here that we're not finding out. We need to find it. There's a bug here, and that's why it's not working correctly. This is not supposed to. This is supposed to be 2, but it's not giving us the right input. So let me just create it again. We spent over 1 hour here, so let's just keep learning. Keep learning. Right here, so not change it. Sometimes visible. Change it to yeah. Yeah, it's greater than 0. Yeah, that's when it should be visible. So this will only count the number of tasks. Yeah. So let's go. Click on the component, task count. Okay, task count, add filter. So when I say task status for true, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Task count status is true. Let's go back again and try this. Click on it. Sometimes visible if task count status is true is greater than 0. Okay, so let's go to this one. Click on the task count, add filter, and say task count status is false. Yeah, so that's what I want to do. Task count status is false. Let's make it visible all the time. Let's say always visible and say done. Let's see what happens here. Preview. Preview. You have 0 tasks today. You've completed 2 tasks today. Let's click on the plus button to add a task. Go to church. I love going to church, so I'm going to say go to church. I go to church on Tuesdays. I go to church on Tuesdays, so I'm going to say Tuesday. Go to church on Tuesday. Go to church on Tuesday to 4:30 p.m. Just when I go to church. So like 4:30. Said OK. Select category and say home, create task. And this should appear. Okay. Create task. You have 1 task today, so now it's updating. And when we click on the category, let's see what happens. Okay, there's a task on this one. But the back button, we can't find the back button, and that's not good. The button to go back is supposed to be right here, and that's not good at all. So let's click on this. Let's see what we're doing wrong. There's the button to go back. This one here. Change visibility and say always visible, right there. Always visible, and it's supposed to go back. So I just delete and put it back again and see what happens. Link back. That's it. Done. That's all I want you to do. Click on the plus button and see what happens. Click on it. It's not showing. Why? I don't know why it's not showing. Adalo is supposed to show this for me. Let me take it back. Let me switch the arrow. Switch it to the left, to the right, and say preview. See why it's not working? I do not know. Click on this button. Do not know why it's not working. There's no the arrow is not showing. I do not know why it's not showing. Click on it. So I just do a Control F5 refresh. So just did a Control F5 refresh. So you see why it's not there. Preview again. Click on the home. It's still not here. Let's see. Click on the arrow again. arrange, bring to front. Let's see if that's going to solve it. Preview again. Click on it. It's not going back. Why? I do not know why it's not going back. Okay, I'm going to delete the arrow and put another one. Put an icon, just a general icon like that. Icon, and see if it's visible. So just put a general icon right here, like so. So just put a general icon like so. Change the color to white and see if it's visible. So just say click on the arrow button. Oh, I think this is from Adalo. This is not from me. This is configured rightly. I think this is the bug in itself. This is configured rightly, and the arrow it's supposed to show because it's just an arrow and there's nothing to it. So let me just put it back. Put an arrow here that leads to the back. That takes the user backwards and just put the action. Say go back. When I find this, I'll let you know, but I think this is not from me. But let's just test other features. Test other features right here. Click on the work. I'm not sure if there's anything. Okay, there's work. We can't go back now because because the arrow is not working. But we can just, I'm sure we can configure something right here to just use right now because that's a bug. Let's just add a button right here. That'll take the user backwards. I know this is not good user experience, but I'm just gonna add it, like add the test button, add the test. Let's just make it a test instead of some button. Just add a test that says back. So just add a test right here that says back. Add an action. Make the color that color. Just make it light. Add an action and say link backwards. So let's preview and see if this will work this time. Click on the home button. Funny, it's working, but I don't know why the other one is not coming up right there. Let's see if we have a hobby. No hobby. So now it has no hobby. And now we're not having the button to create a new task. Click on the plus sign below. So let's go configure that. Click on the plus sign. We say sometimes visible. Yeah. Why? We say sometimes visible if what? If the category task count, current category task count is less than 0. No, if it's less than 0, it will be visible if the current category task count is what? Is greater than 0. Wow. Okay, let's say less than 1. Let's use 1 here and see what happens. Preview. Click on the hobby. Okay, now it's working. So I think we're supposed to use 1, not 0. So if we create a task from here, go see girlfriend. So my girlfriend's name is Mercy, so I'm going to say go see girlfriend Mercy. Usually see her on Fridays, so just put October 1st, Friday, say 4:30 p.m. Select task, say hobby, say create task. Where does it go? Now it changes because that person has a task now. So now it has disappeared and we can go back. So I think, yeah, that's when we're having it right. That's what we're supposed to do all along. So now that's it. You can go ahead and customize it the way you want. You can see our profile picture is right here. You can even customize it so that when you click on the button right here, it opens a screen that tells you to set it opens a screen that will tell you to add a setting to your create a setting. That's pretty easy to do. You can go right here, click on it and say add an action, add an action, it links to a new screen. And that screen will be some sort of a setting, a menu button, like some sort of a left nav, like something like so, like this. So that you can, this is where you can put like edit profile. You must have seen this in lots of apps. So this could be like your username, it could be like an edit profile kind of thing, and this will be a list of users. So this right here could be like, change it to test and say login username or full name. So I say username or full name. Depends on what you want. Doesn't have to be, it's not rocket science at all. It could be a full name, like we change it like 12. Medium, normal, and this right here could be the avatar. So it doesn't have to be a cycle. It could be an avatar. You could change it to an avatar if you want to. It doesn't have to be a cycle. It could be an avatar. It could be an image if you want it to be like a media, just a very small version of the user's image. And right here you could add a setting to it. You could add a setting. This could be a set like user profile setting. It could be, you could do a lot with this application. So now if you go ahead and just preview this, if you go ahead and preview this and click on that icon, you would see it would show up. It will just swap straight up immediately. Like click on it now, it will swap immediately, and that's all. It swaps. So there's a way you can configure this yourself. You can configure this in such a way that this other one will disappear. It will disappear entirely. And when you swap this, it will cover the entire screen. It will disappear entirely when you swap this. So that's what Adalo can do. I'm pretty sure this is my longest tutorial so far, over 1 hour, and we've been battling over this. I hope you've learned something, and I hope you've learned something, and you've learned something really great. Feel free to subscribe, and if you're looking forward to designing an Adalo app for your company, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll do well to help you get something going. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe and leave your comments below. If you have questions, leave your comments below, and I'll do well to answer them for you. Thank you so much for stopping by today.